the last point I want to make that's sort of off tangent to this story, but still sort of relevant and ties in, is that meditative states or flow states aren't only achieved by just sitting there and doing like traditional meditation, or decluttering the mind isn't just through the form of journaling, which is like one of the first things I will hear when I hear like when people talk about self-improvement, is like meditating and journaling. But that doesn't necessarily work for everyone. Meditating and sitting still and trying to like focus on one's mind and being present doesn't work for everyone, and it doesn't always work for me. And also journaling, there's a place for journaling, but it also doesn't necessarily work for everyone. So it's important to find your way of sort of meditating and decluttering your mind, and it doesn't have to be sitting still. Being hyperactive sometimes, like I'm very hyperactive sometimes. If someone tells me to meditate and sit down and be like zen, it's not going to work for me, and it's actually gonna make me feel worse than if I don't try to like be zen and sit still, because I have too much energy and I need to get it out. I don't know if like the people talk about self-improvement in terms of meditation take into account neurodivergent brains or hyperactivity, or the way different brains work. That's why I'm going to encourage you now to, yes, if you find traditional meditation, sitting still and trying to focus on the present and the thoughts in your mind work for you, go for it. If you find journaling work for you, go for it. If you don't find it helpful for you, don't do it. If you find it helpful every now and then, keep it in your toolbox. Use it when it works. Don't use it when it doesn't work for you. Basically, find what works for you, and it can be literally anything. Like if you find that your brain declutters and you find flow state where you focus on one thing and you sort of tune out the rest of the world through painting, music, going for a run, staring at a lake, going to the beach and staring at the water, staring at the lake, or making YouTube videos, writing blogs, I don't know, doing photography. Doesn't even have to be creative necessarily. It could just be anything. What other examples are there? You find cycling, or like team sports, or like gardening, or I don't know, going to get a massage, or cooking, or doodling, or talking to friends, recording voice notes of yourself. It could literally be anything. Because meditation is not just defined by sitting still and focusing on the present. I'm redefining meditation for myself as anything that sort of declutters my mind and allows me to enter a flow state. Declutters my mind, allows me to not be so overwhelmed by the world, and not help me not think too much about the world for a little bit, and help me feel calmer and more light afterwards, as if a weight has been lifted off. That is meditative for me. And it could be literally be anything. And it's important to find what works for you, instead of the world continually reinforcing that meditation is only like 1, 2, or 3 things, and that those are the only options to achieve what meditation brings. It doesn't. So yeah, find what works for you. Trial and error, experiment. Something that doesn't work for you now might work for you in future. You might want to keep in mind. If something hasn't worked for you in the past but works for you now, do it, keep it. It's your world. You control it. Yes. I could go into like a whole tangent of like, I don't mean that literally, like we can't control everything in the world, but you know what I mean. Your realm of meditation, your realm of Zen, you control it. Do what works for you.